Hey guys, I'm Brandon from Fat Island Gaming. We're going to do our unboxing of the Indiebox, and of course, we got James Morgan here to tell us a little bit. How's it going, James?
Great. How are you guys?
Hey, doing fantastic. Really excited to cut open the box and see what's inside. For anybody who doesn't know, James is the CEO of Indiebox, so he's got a lot of insight and can tell us what all the beauties and gems in here, where they are, what they are, and how we got to that. So we're going to go ahead and rip this open and see what we got.
Oh,
Once again, I think I said this last time, but I love the packaging it comes in. It's sweet. It says Indiebox. It's just a cool little collectible. And on the inside is actually, of course, the gem game, but also the code for the game. So this week's game, or this month's game, is going to be Assault Android Cactus. What made you guys decide to do Assault Android Cactus? What was the meaning of that?
we really love games that feel I'd say like you're taking part of a bigger story in regards to like a lot of action, which is why we even have like Gauntlet Legends behind us in arcade in the office. Getting together with your friends and just meleeing and using like range weapons and everything else just against hordes and hordes of enemies is something that inside IndieBox really love. And so we couldn't have picked a better game to kind of showcase what we play inside IndieBox.
Yeah, the multiplayer is definitely something you can tell you guys kind of like. A lot of your games you guys put out have that multiplayer
Hmm.
aspect to them. And I know a lot of indie developers also like to put that multiplayer kind of into their games. They're not a ton of them come out and are just solely single player. You know, it kind of goes back to being a kid again. So
Hmm.
for anybody who doesn't know, you're not playing as a cactus. Your name is Cactus. So you're the Assault Android Cactus. So that's that. It's got local co-op as well, which is really cool. It additionally has controller support. So anybody who's really comfortable with the controller, obviously the game is a PC game, but if you do, are comfortable with the controller, it has that option, which is cool. So let's crack this open and see what the gems are inside.
Hmm.
All right, this one's always my favorite, and I had to go for it first because it's kind of the same thing that I would rip open and look at first on a normal game, like back in the day, is going to be the instruction manual. So a lot of games, even AAA titles that come out, really don't have these anymore. Everyone's just kind of moved away from it. I guess they feel like nobody reads them. For somebody like me, it means a lot. It really gets to show me, like, just bring me back to my core of being a younger kid, opening up a game, on my way home. So always got to pull this out first. Gonna have to read through it before I start playing the game because there's no way I can play it without this.
I don't think it's so much that people didn't read them. I can remember getting in like the backseat of my parents' car and being like, "All right, time to read the manual." Like that's what you do when you're going to get a video game. You get the game and then you read the manual. That's just kind of how it is. And and what we've seen in the industry is the moving away from anything extra, not just the manual. You buy a PlayStation game or a Microsoft, like an Xbox game or something, and for years now it's just been like a case with your sheet of paper, the inside's like plastic sleeve, and if they want to advertise an extra, that's like a double printed or it's a secondary cover that you can turn the paper around. Like that's the extra stuff, and there's nothing else in it. Like that's just it. And they've even started doing CD cases where there's not even a CD in there; it's just a code. And it's not because I think people don't want that stuff. It's because they're just trying to maximize their profits.
I
And yeah,
agree.
manuals cost money, but you know what? It definitely made for a better experience, especially when you're charging $60 for a game.
Yeah, I think it does come down to just like cutting corners, like you said, trying to save that extra little dollar. To me, though, it means a lot. Like even just flipping through this manual really quick, I saw that there's like the names of all the main characters, so I can read a quick little bio, know their names and everything. So when I jump into the game and they start to reference characters and they stuff like that, I'm already invested in the story. I'm already invested in these people without even turning the game on. So these manuals mean a lot to me. When you do get a manual, to get the full experience, take the manual out, do it first, just like I did here. Go into your car, sit in the back seat, and read the manual. It's the way you have to do it.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see what else we got in here. Ooh, all right, we've got our indie box. This is going to show us what is inside the box. It's also going to have some fun stuff like a word search,
Hmm.
So it's almost like your guys' instruction manual. Oh, and some additional collectibles and stuff you can buy.
Yeah.
Very cool. So it's going to be our newsletter, issue 16 here. So obviously, you guys, tons of Indiebox stuff. Make sure you check it out. Let's jump back in here. Oh, I love these because I got some last time. More Indiebox stickers.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about this one here. Obviously, it is Assault Android Cactus, but this does not look like the main character from the box. So who are we looking at here?
So that's Starch, and Starch is sort of like the prototype android, where she obviously does not look like she has like a skin on her or things like that, no hair. So she was like the prototype, where just the kind of the skeleton, and not only that, her AI is a little bit funky, and so she's very often quirky and misguided in her speech, and so she's just one of the funniest characters in the game. She's a lot of fun to play with, and her abilities are insane. Almost like if there was a Salt Android Cactus like tournament that happened every year, she would probably be banned because she's so OP. It's amazing.
That's really cool. Yeah, like you said, you can definitely tell she's like some sort of prototype. Like you said, she's missing skin. She just looks like basically a model that you would use for all those, and then you'd kind of skin on top of them and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
kind of cool. And then I also really like this because every time you guys do a box, you get one that says Indie Box, but it's in a style of the game itself. So I really like that because well, first off, I think you guys are awesome. I think the games you guys put out are awesome, and this is just kind of
Thank
a
you.
quick way where I'm still trying to find a place. I like originally thought about putting them on like my computer or something like that, but I'm gonna find a
Hmm.
really cool place to do like a whole list of all the Indie Box stickers that I get from you guys
Oh,
because I
awesome.
really enjoy those. All right. Oh, another one that's really cool, the soundtrack,
Hmm.
and I think we talked about it last time too. Your guys' soundtracks aren't just like 4 or 5 tracks like you might think. This one here is a full 20 tracks. Are
Oh
these
yeah.
straight from the game? What are all these songs here?
Yeah, that's actually tracks from the game. So we have the licensing agreement to do the full soundtrack with 99% of the games that we work on. Sometimes there's like the odd game out where we can't do a soundtrack or just financially isn't feasible for us. But we always try to do the soundtrack in some form or fashion, whether it be on the USB drive, on the CD, or maybe even some other creative ways that might be alluding to next month.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know last time your guys' game before was Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. I actually listened to the CD before I even got to play the game. I threw the CD in, and just like all the music and stuff like that was beautiful. It was like classic video games, whole new style as well. Um, Soundtracks have always meant like a lot to me. It's just a whole different side of video gaming that I think a lot of us forget about. It adds so much emotion to the game. It adds so much depth, and just sometimes we
Hmm.
we forget it's there. But when you get to sit down and you kind of lose everything else, but you're driving in your car, you're sitting on your computer doing stuff, and you have that music playing in the background, it kind of brings you back to that like classic feel of video gaming as well, which is great. So the soundtracks are awesome. You guys keep it up.
Thanks. That soundtrack is really great for getting work done. It's more of a BPM type soundtrack, so you're going to be working at like maximum capacity while listening to that.
Very cool. Very cool. So this is going to be like your workout track right here.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah,
one that you need
exactly.
here. This next piece that I pulled out is awesome. I'm not 100% sure what it is. So it looks like it's the characters from the game. They look like maybe pins. Oh, well, if you turn it around, I would have figured out what it is much quicker. They're necklaces, pendants.
They're like pendants, like puff keychains. Yeah. So you
That
pick your
is
favorite
awesome.
character and you can put them all over your boat bag or on your keys or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's just a little fun puff keychains, and we didn't want to settle on just one character. We wanted to give you all the characters that were playable in the game.
That's really awesome. They're all really creative, really individual. I like this pirate style dude down here because he's got an eye patch. I don't know if he's actually a pirate, but he has an eye patch, which makes him pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then also, I like that up here it says batteries not included.
Yeah. It's the
Um,
little things. Like we really do put a lot into our designs, and if you take the time to look through all that stuff, then you start to see like the little inside jokes from the game that we put in there, and like even I don't even think anyone realizes this, or very few people do that. If you look at the back of the game box, there's a UPC code, like a SKU, and we always put something funny right underneath there, and very few people even know it, but it's always related to the game.
Yeah, that's cool. I know we talked about it last time too. Another thing people might not notice is on the back of every box too, they're actually numbered. So
Hmm.
there is a limited run of these made, and it's kind of cool to see what number you have. So this one had 6,500 of them made, and I got number 872. So I got a
Woo!
nice low number there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get number one. That one time I get number one, you guys, it's gonna be a big deal. We're gonna throw like a fiesta or something really cool. But no, like I know a lot of people for that collectability like to have those numbered. It kind of gives them that sense of validation. And it's cool too. It's not even just part of the box. It's actually like something you guys print out and kind of throw on top, huh?
Oh yeah, we hand number every one of those things as far as like putting that sticker down and making sure that it's right.
Whoever got number one, I want to know. Let me know, and I want it.
Okay.
I'll take it from you. Oh, okay, sweet. So last time I got one of these, I couldn't figure out what it was. This time I'm very aware of what this is. This, you guys, is the video game itself. If you don't know how it is, it pulls off, and you're going to have a sweet flash drive. So it looks like every time you guys kind of come up with a really clever way of giving us a flash drive with the video game on it, in addition to giving us the Steam code, which comes in the box. So you actually every time get at least 2 copies of the game.
Yeah. And that's actually it's upside down the way you're holding it right now.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. And so that is one of the enemies in the game. He's like super like cute and cuddly in the way that he acts. But the back, he's almost like a little robot dog almost. Like his name's Fido. And the back of him opens up and shoots missiles at you from afar. And he is a pain. But the way he animates and moves and everything is super cute. And you just can't help but love him.
I'm really excited too. My other one as well just sits on my desk. Actually, it's like a really cool like desk piece to just kind of sit there. A lot of people walk over and they're just like, "Oh, what's that?" It looks like just like a little collectible or something like that. And then when you get to actually like pull it out and be like, "This is a flash drive." Not only is it a flash drive, but it's got a really cool indie game on it. We're all used to indie games just being downloaded, stuff like that. There is a few that have made it to disc. Like you said, some of them will come out in boxes with just codes in them. It's really weird to see like a physical representation of an indie game. So it's kind of cool for someone to get their hands on it and to have that connection to it. And then every time I kind of pick around the big piece. So I'm not exactly sure, but there's always the one big piece in there that I always kind of avoid to last. So this is going to be it. This is the big piece, you guys. And it looks like we have a wallet. Oh, even cooler. It's a badge. So what's this badge? Are you a detective in the game, or?
So Cactus is actually part of a police what is it? Galactic police force, and she's almost always kind of on the fence of being fired, and so you can see on her license right there on her ID that she's also already been suspended, but. She's a rebel and she continues her mission anyway, and no matter the cost. And so what we did is rather than doing like a figure or something like that of one of the characters or something a little bit more obvious, we wanted to do something that was really fan based. And so we did like a replica shield, what you call it? Oh goodness, I forgot
Like
the name.
shield and ID and
Yeah, like an ID with the badge, so a shield badge, and it would be basically the same thing that she would carry around with her. And so that was actually a really fun piece to work on. The metal is fantastic quality. You were kind of weighing it with your hand, like that is legit, like a badge. And so that's real genuine leather as well on that wallet. We spared no expense to make sure that thing looked really good.
No, I could tell, like, as soon as I picked it up, first off, it had a lot of weight. Like, when it was in the box, I really wasn't quite sure what it was because I pick it up and you could just kind of see this, and it had a lot of weight behind it. Like he's saying, this is a real chunk of metal. This isn't just like aluminum or something super light. It's got some heft behind it. And then this as well, yeah, like as soon as you get your hands on it, you can tell you're looking at, real leather, full stitching around the edge. This isn't just like a picture thrown in there. It's an actual like ID card. It's actually hard plastic, just like you would get on a normal ID, which is of course removable from this as well. And then even this, it looks like can be removed as well. It might have some sort of adhesive holding it in, but that's fully inlaid into there. Yeah, you can tell this piece here took a lot of creativity. It's a really original piece that really nobody else is going to have. No one's going to be able to get
That's
their
right.
hands on this.
That's right.
So you guys, this is Indiebox. Look at all this here. Of course, like I said, you get 2 copies of the game. You're only looking at $20 for all of this and 2 copies of a phenomenal indie game. This is a great way to support indie developers. This is a great way to support a company who's taken indie games and put them out to us in a brand new way. Check them out. Like, this is amazing. Like, what goes in, I know you guys have kind of talked about it before with us, but how much time does it take you guys to kind of come up with this core concept here for all this product?
Months. It takes months to get all this done. But it's so much fun. We get to come up with all kinds of cool stuff. We work with all the developers to see kind of what they want, what they like. And so we're not just creating a collector's edition for the consumer or, for the gamer. We're creating it for the developers as well. They want to know what's going to be in the box, and they want to have input and tell us exactly what they love. And so we create the game boxes not just for gamers, but also for the developers too.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of love put into this. None of this stuff was just thrown together and slapped together quickly just to fill the box. You can tell there's a lot of love here. There's a big passion, and it's just amazing. I can't think of a better way to get my hands on an indie game, you guys. This is just original. It's cool. And once again, you're going to get some collectibles that nobody else is going to ever get their hands on. Mm-hmm. People can still go download this game. You can still talk to your friends and get them to buy it and play with them, but you're going to have some pieces that just they're never going to be able to get to.
Yep.
So you guys definitely go check out Indiebox. Check out what their next game is going to be. Go subscribe to them. Once again, it's a great way to get your hands on some indie games, support some real people who love the gaming industry. And definitely check out our more videos, you guys. We did an Indiebox unboxing last month. And, of course, we're going to keep doing them moving forward to keep showing you guys the amazingness that is the Indiebox. We'll catch you guys next time. Later.